Welcome, brothers and sisters, to Mormon Movie Reviews, where LDS movie lovers belong. I'm your host, D-Baze, and today is December 21st, 2022. This is episode 70, in which we will review The Fighting Preacher, released in 2019. This has a running time of 1 hour and 40 minutes. It's rated PG, and it's a biography/history. This review works best if you've seen this film before, though that is not required, and here's your official spoiler alert. Synopsis. Preacher Willard Bean on the left becomes the world's middleweight boxing champion in 1905, but when Mormon prophet Joseph F. Smith asks him to step away from the limelight and serve a 5-year mission in upstate New York for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Beans immediately pack their bags and travel to the East Coast. Once there, they find the hatred that existed for Latter-day Saints 90 years earlier is still alive and present. Let me give you some background on this film. It was written and directed by famed LDS director T.C. Christensen here on the right. He brought us such films as 17 Miracles and The Mouths of Babes. He founded the Visual Transit Authority, which collaborated many times with the church to produce movies and shorts. The Fighting Preacher stars David McConnell as Willard Bean. He's a famous LDS actor who appeared in Joseph Smith, American Prophet, and the Book of Mormon video series. The film co-stars Cassidy Hubert as Rebecca Bean. And you can see her extensive IMDb page here where she played Scarlett and Romance in the Air, to name a couple. The setting of this is set in 1915, where the Beans become missionaries in Palmyra. This is all based on a true story, right? They were sent there to reestablish the church in the area and acquire additional properties. Since this area is already hostile towards Mormons, Willard and his family, they face a lot of challenges. In one scene, Rebecca, she faces intruders who lie to find their way into her home, only to taunt her with alleged lies about Joseph Smith.
He was a liar and a cheat, wasn't he?
They came as if they wanted to learn, but in reality, they came to taunt and hurt.
Willard also gets harassed everywhere he goes, with men shouting in his face about what a horrible person he is for being a Mormon. At one point, he's sprayed in the face with a hose because Mormons believe in baptism by immersion. Tired of the bullying, Willard punches a man in the face and continues to punch others who do the same. At one point, he tells a group of men he's going to strike them blind, and then he punches each one in the eye and runs off. Now, he questions the prophet about what he can do to spread the love he believes to those he meets, and Willard decides to return to the boxing ring to show the town that they shouldn't mess with him. Now, he invites the town to go into the ring with him and try to knock him out in 3 rounds. Of course, the town loves the chance to knock out the idiot Mormon. However, they realize that Willard's not someone to be taken lightly. He's donned the fighting preacher, and the town hates him more. Now, throughout these trials, however, Rebecca and Willard, they remain steadfast in their love for the Lord and love for one another.
That's what I said. That's what we gotta do, sweetheart. We just gotta keep swinging. Just keep swinging. True story.
Now, after Rebecca delivers a beautiful baby girl, they name her Palmyra, after the town, to demonstrate that she's a gift from the prophet. A few years later, we see the secondary plot in which Palmyra Bean, here played by Scarlett Hazen, is bullied at school.
And your name is?
Palmyra. Don't worry. You'll make friends soon. This will be fine.
But Palmyra's classmates hate her just as much as the adults in the town hate her parents. The Beans are repeatedly asked to leave and go back to Utah. Now, here we see the unkind treatment that Palmyra receives at the hand of her cruel classmates. But with one act of kindness after another, Willard and his family, they teach the town that sometimes the battles we fight can only be won by one thing, and that's love. Slowly, as they learn to love the man whose views they don't understand or agree with, the town's lives and the people in it are changed forever. Now, before I wrap things up on this one, let's hear from the director in an interview that he conducted just before its premiere.
Sure. Now, obviously, there's an appeal here for members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints because this tells part of their story, just a little bit, you know? But what's the draw for people who aren't members of the church?
It's just I look for great stories. That's what I want to do in finding and telling a story in a film, great stories. And this has universal appeal, mostly regarding kindness to neighbors and getting along with people that you don't agree with, but you still can serve them and love them and be a part of their community.
And dealing with husbands who don't necessarily listen when they need to be able to get into shape, right?
Exactly.
There you go.
Now, the Beans lived an inspiring life of dedicated service and sacrifice, and T.C. Christensen wanted this movie to be entertaining, and therefore he de-emphasized the didactic portions of the storyline in an effort to have a more broad appeal. But the big questions that the film raises for me is, why is everyone in this town so gosh darn rude and mad at the Beans? That's a question that is never really addressed. Many people in this area might still harbor resentment for Joseph Smith's family, who stole or took money from them in failed treasure digging expeditions. Or they might personally disagree with certain church teachings, especially polygamy. But even though the movie is set in 1915, a period of time when Latter-day Saints were practicing polygamy, the topic never comes up. The so-called anti-Mormons in Palmyra are never given the opportunity to give any well-reasoned criticisms of the church or Joseph Smith. Instead, they're just mean and nasty for no reason whatsoever. Because the film never deals with this elephant in the room, it misses a huge opportunity. Now, if you want to get in touch with me, my email address is mormonmoviereviews@gmail.com. Thanks so much for joining me to review this film. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And join us next time for another episode of the Mormon Movie Reviews, where LDS movie lovers belong, where we will review Walk in Their Shoes. So long.